Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ali Danish bin Azri, and today, me, myself and my group will be presenting about our internal control interview. Today, I would like to introduce to you my friend, which is Syed, Amir, Alif and Dawish. Okay, the company that we interview is Al-Falah Toys. Al-Falah Toys is located at Semeni and has two other branches such as in Jitra and also in Kajang. Al-Falah Toys has established since 2019 and their main office is in Kajang. Al-Falah Toys is referred to be a chain, and it indicates that as opposed to being a franchise, the business owns and runs by several locations or outlets independently. Only 10 to 49 people work at the company. Al-Falah Toys is a small company that employs people in variety of roles including manager, designer, marketing specialist, and also sales representative.
Next, for the measure to prevent and detect the computer fraud and abuse, first is preventive control. Al-Falah Toys has instituted a password-based access control system for all computers and devices that use within the company as a preventive measure to strengthen data security. This method approach minimizes the danger of unauthorized access and potential fraudulent action by guaranteeing that sensitive data is protected. Al-Falah Toys improve the confidentiality and integrity of its data and creates a vital defense against security breach by limiting access through password protection. This security procedure demonstrates the organization dedication of fraudulent events and strengthen the defense against unwanted access to sensitive data. Second, detective control. Al-Falah Toys prioritize operational precision by upholding a meticulous approach through the implementation of standard operating procedure (SOPs) for every task within its organizational framework. A cornerstone of this strategy involves attributing data entry errors to a potential deviation from these established SOPs. In the event of an error, the company takes a proactive stance by issuing warning as a preventive measure, simultaneously underlining the significance of strict SOP adherence to its staff. This approach not only corrects the immediate issue but also contributes to an organizational culture that places paramount importance on procedural compliance, ultimately enhancing overall operational efficiency. Additionally, Al-Falah Toys underscores its commitment to security and accountability by strategically placing CCTV cameras in areas where payment transactions occur, both involving staff and customer. This dual-purpose surveillance system serves as a deterrent against potential fraudulent activities and establish a transparent record of all payment-related interaction. Furthermore, the company reinforces control mechanism by implementing a segregation of duties among its staff. This strategic measure ensures that no single individual holds unchecked authority, promoting a system where different staff members oversee various aspects of a process. By distributing responsibility, Al-Falah Toys adds an additional layer of control, reducing the risk of unauthorized action and fostering a more secure and accountable operational environment. That's all from me.
So let's discuss about the internal control interview questions. Now for control environment, for question number 1, can you describe the organization's commitment to maintaining a strong control environment and ethical culture? Now for Al-Falah Toys, the company is a SME business where the company is not an established company. The company has the shareholders, a few directors, a few managers. The company used the term past task layer by layer 4, from manager to director and to staff. The manager will come for checking every week to the store, such as checking the documents and also the store itself. Now, for question number 2, how does the top management demonstrate its support for internal controls? Well, Alpha Toys use segregations of duty. They use CCTV in the store and punch card. Now, for risk assessments, for question number 3, what process are in the place to identify and assess potential risk to the organization's operation and financial reporting? Well, Alphala Toys make reconciliations and comparing stocks and sales. They also supervise the store and digital footprint of employees. For question number 4, can you provide an example of a recent risk assessment exercise and its outcome? The example for Alphala Toys is fraud in sales record and suffer of loss about $500,000. Now, for control activities, for question number 5, what preventive controls are in place to protect a sensitive financial and operational data? Well, Alphala Toys put cash in safe deposit box. They also put and monitoring CCTV every day, especially on cashier and on safe deposit box. Only certain person have a right to check and open the safe deposit box and CCTV. Now, moving on to question number 6. How are access controls managed to ensure that only authorized personnel have access to critical system and data? Well, Alphala Toys access card for a person that have authority towards the system and data. Now, for corrective controls, for question number 7, in the event of a control failure of security breach, what procedures are in place for corrective actions? For Alphala Toys, they do reconcile all the data and monitoring the store CCTV and monitoring the store by using a CCTV. Now, for question number 8, can you share an instance where corrective controls were implemented and what lessons were learned from it? For Alphala Toys, they had learned that the store had suffered loss after fraudulent issue made by their own employee. They made a corrective after the issue happened. The corrective that have made is segregation the duty among the employees to prevent person to have more than one power and also to avoid overpowered in making a fraud among the employees.
We move to the question number 9, which is what detective control that Alphala Toys have to identify and investigate irregulation or potential fraud. They have a CCTV and remote control access, which is to the safe box. So we move to the next question, which is number 10. So number 10 is how often are detective control such as data monitoring and anomaly detection conduct and reviewed? Basically, Alphala Toys do the monitoring every day after working hour. So the question number 11, how is information about internal control communicate within the organization? So basically, they brief about the duty among the staff before do a work. So they inform that they have a certain regulation for the company. So next we move to the next question. How does the organization ensure that employees are aware of their responsibilities related to the internal control? The management always monitoring their work and ethic, and they always remind about the regulation of the company. Okay, next, Alphala Toys, already described the process for ongoing monitoring of internal control. So basically, they always check their CCTV often, every week, and also they supervise and monitor their employee doing the work to avoid fraudulent among the employees. So next, we move to the next question. Are there regular internal audit or assessment conduct to evaluate the effectiveness of internal control? Yes, the company did audits every day after the for the closing. So the last question, what measures are in place to prevent and detect computer fraud and abuse, particularly in critical system and data access? They implement a strict access control to ensure that only authorized individuals have access to critical system and data.
For the next section, for internal control assessment. For control activities, assessing system security can be demonstrated by taking proactive steps like updating apps and operating. For information and communication, knowledge and interaction, the company understand how important it is to communicate clearly in order to prevent misconception, which is essential to the effectiveness of internal control procedure. And for the last, for monitoring activities, keeping an eye on things frequent inspection contribute to the assurance of a system dependability and resilience against possible breakdown or disturbance. So next, for the weaknesses of the system. For the control activities, to improve overall security, the company should broaden the scope of its control activities to incorporate more proactive and investigative control. Second, information and communication. To make sure that all parties involved are aware of their exact roles and duties, the organization should establish official channel for communication and document its internal control procedures. And for the monitoring activities, for improved control, the company should think about adding automated or real-time monitoring system to its regular inspection. For recommendation for improvement, the weaknesses of the system, suggestion for assessment control activities. To increase overall system security, Alpha Latois is advised to diversify control actions. This means implementing a mix of proactive and reactive measure tailored to the organization IT, infrastructure, data processing, and other critical areas. Second, information and communication. Alpha Latois should formalize its communication channel and establish its internal control procedures. This will ensure that managers, employees, and board members, among other with an interest in the company, are all aware of their individual responsibilities with regard to the internal control. Number 3, monitoring activities. In addition to routine inspection, think about introducing real-time or automated monitoring technologies at Alpha Latois. This solution can be specially made to fit the particular operating environment of the company, allowing for efficient control and real-time risk management.
Lastly, for the conclusion, an internal control system is a crucial component for a business success, ensuring the accuracy and integrity of its financial data. It includes methods like variability, auto-attention, and checks and balance to prevent fraud, fix computation error, and maintain transparency. Regular audits, review, and reconciliation ensure the system accuracy and quick correction of inconsistencies. Data security is also essential, with encryption, firewalls, and user access control protecting confidential data. An internal control framework encourages accountability, transparency, and moral behavior, reducing financial misbehavior and fostering stakeholder trust. A true internal control framework protects a company from potential risks, upholds stakeholder trust, and ensures the accuracy and integrity of its financial data. That's all from us. Thank you so much.